So as soon as he can, he'll get it back to you. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, we'll go ahead and start the meeting. If y'all can read through the January minutes and let me know if there's anything that needs to be changed, added.
I don't get the phone on you.
I can give you an email address that you can email it to. It's going to be Lake Shadow Civic at yahoo.com.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
what got those?
At Yahoo. Yes, sir. So just email, just email over your plot plan, and whenever you do that, just draw in on your survey where it's going to
It's
be.
already there because the original house had one. We're just putting it back, we tore it out here.
Oh, okay.
It was bad shape.
Okay.
And that was, gosh, 15 years ago now.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So it'll be there.
Perfect.
All right, I'll send it.
That lady
Thank
here?
you, sir.
Huh?
Is that lady here?
Yeah, you give it to her, see if she can do something with it.
I need my bill, my check
For,
for dues. I don't need a receipt.
okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you. I need to write on that. Okay, can I get a, motion to approve the January minutes?
Approve.
Can I get a second? I'll second it.
Will.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, two open board positions. Anybody available to fill the board? No? Okay. We'll start with reports, and I'll work with you while she's doing the report.
Okay, seating number one, 40,000. Maintenance account is 71,398.67. Prepaid account is 11,472.23. Main market is 12,106.91. Petty cash is 236.75, with a total of 135,214.56.
Make a motion to approve her report.
What I'll do.
I'll second.
Let me
Stand where you are. Sit wherever you want.
Okay, let me get your email.
Oh, that's, you're okay, you can sit right here,
This-
sit right there.
On yours, I'm gonna have to give this to Juan and have him go over everything. I can't do the notes.
Well, that's why I got my deed restrictions and everything.
Yeah, I can't approve them.
Oh, that's
So
fine.
I'll have him do that and he can email you. ACC, I did not get anything from Juan. Oh. He just sent me a text, he's on his way here. So we'll wait on that. I don't know why the restriction committee is still on here, but,
There were 6 letters mailed out.
oh yeah, that's why. Oops, sorry. Don't laugh.
We still make the rounds.
I was thinking of the different, okay, sorry. Can I get approval to approve the deed restriction committee report? Okay, all in favor?
You made a motion?
Y'all have to forgive me, I ain't.
I know, you've all had a rough day today.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Okay, maintenance report, John had a baseball game tonight, so he could not make it. We're still trying to get numbers for the pool, so, we're still working on it.
Trying to get what for the pool?
Numbers, we need to get costs for the pool. So, we can't do much on that tonight. Okay. All right. Budget. Yes, sir, and, your email. Okay,
Yeah, I put it.
So Juan will
It's your email, yeah.
Juan will get back with you on that.
That's fine.
Not.
Tell him if he's, wanna know where I'm putting our gone out there and paid it, kind of about where I'm gonna put it on the back corner of the lot. So,
Busy night, Juan.
I see that.
Good going.
Okay, the 2020 budget. We went over the budget last meeting. We couldn't approve the budget yet because we didn't have numbers for the pool.
yes, ma'am. Thank you. No, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to look at. Okay, so. Okay, so, where we're at on the maintenance fee income, so we're actually ahead of previous years for February. We've only got 10,600 left to collect, which is a lot better than where we're usually at as of February. I know Darla has been really pushing, and you can't vote on this tonight. Crud, I forgot to put it on the agenda. What I wanted to bring up, and I forgot to put it on the agenda, which we can talk about it next month, but I wanted to bring up to the board about whenever maintenance fees are overdue, most of the time it's because people claim they're not getting them. So what I would like the board to take into consideration and think about this is give a timeline, like if it by April, if there's still outstanding accounts, just start sending certified letters.
When did they get the first notice that that had been paid?
December. That hasn't been paid, February. You get an invoice at the end of February.
Okay.
But we only ran into this twice this year. There's only been 2 people that said that they didn't receive them for 18 and they didn't receive them for 19, hence why they didn't pay 18 and 19. One of them, both of them we verified the address with the homeowner on our books, so the address that we have is correct. So on our end, there's not much we can do, because we drop it off at the post office and then it's in the post office, and we talked about that at the last meeting. So if y'all would think about this, I would like to bring it up in the March meeting and vote on it so that we can approve that at a certain date, whether it be April, May, but at a certain point, to send out certified letters. This way we can say, this is as much as we can do. We've offered to hand deliver, we've offered to email. So in that regard, we're still up on maintenance fees. She has a lot, from what I understand, a lot of payment plans for past maintenance fees right now. So she has set up the payment plans. And once somebody is set up on a payment plan, their interest and their late fees stop and their interest fees stop, as long as they pay monthly on their payment plans. Exactly. So there's a lot of people that are on payment plans now. But with that being said, it does increase our bottom number.
Why are we doing payment plans if it's only $100 and something?
There's some people that are behind by $600. So that's why we're offering payment plans. So we'd rather them pay the $25 a month and at least start getting, a good amount back in, instead of every year it's stacking up because they can't pay the total amount.
But it's only if they're past due and in arrears quite
Yeah.
a bit. I would say not.
It's usually
If you pay the plan for the 1 year, it's gonna be dragging our money out all year
Yeah.
long.
Well, what she does is that whatever her total is, it has to be paid off in a year. So she gives them a year to pay off everything, current balance and previous balance. They have a year to pay it off. So whatever the balance is, she sets that up with the homeowner. Like right now, if you haven't paid your 2020 dues, she's not setting the payment plans yet.
Well,
It's, you need to pay it.
Yeah, we're in arrears quite
yeah.
a bit.
I know that she has been, that a couple people have reached out to her that have been having some hard times because of Imelda. There's two or three homeowners that are having a hard time rebuilding their homes. Because apparently they had flood insurance and the insurance isn't paying out. So they're in a bind. So instead of slapping them in the face saying, well, tough, get your shit together. Okay, we understand that, pay us something, that'll take care of it. We won't do the late fees, we won't do the interest, but that they're paying on. I mean, this neighborhood's been through a whole lot when it comes to flooding, so. So with that being said, we had said the last meeting, we were gonna need, sorry, I didn't get my stuff together. I think it was 17,000 that we would need in order to open the pool up for this pool season. Yeah.
There's another one, or what?
Well, so what ended up happening is we still have to pass inspection. We have to get a permit. We have to have both sand filters redone. Both sand filters are broke.
How much does that cost for the sand filters? Cause I own the pool, and they want to put one on mine, I told them no. You're gonna put cartridge filters in there, and it's a whole lot cheaper.
We have 500 gallon sand filters. We have 2 of them. So to repair the laterals and redo the sand, the last time it was done 3 years ago, and it was $1,500 per sand filter.
Why are they being repaired so often? They're supposed to last for years.
10 years. From what I understand, the last time the sand filters were repaired, there was a lateral that was broke. The company that came in, I called them, the company that came in, whenever they repaired the lateral, they put sand in it first without putting water. So they broke the lateral. I wasn't on the board, I didn't even live here whenever that happened.
Is there a professional that takes care of the pool, or is it somebody that lives out there?
You're looking at her. We have, I manage the pool, but we have 2 companies that come out if we need, like, our sand filters
You
done.
get something done.
That stuff is done by a pool company. The problem is the pool company that was supposed to come out and give me estimates, they came out, they looked at our sand filters, they also looked at our pump, and I have not heard back from them. And I've called them multiple times. So I'm gonna have to start looking for another company, and I have to get 3 bids. So I've gotten 1 bid. This is from an individual that does pool stuff. He doesn't own a company. So I can only base off of what we're gonna need off of his right now. So I'm now gonna need to find 2 other companies.
Is that him providing chemicals and everything?
Oh no, this is just to fix the sand filters.
Oh, just to fix the sand filters?
The chemicals and stuff are done by us. So, right now we have our pool manager
So is the back flushing and all that done by
us.
y'all?
Yes. We manage our own pool. It saves us a ton of money.
Apparently not. You're repairing the filter every 3 years.
Well, no, like I said, I wasn't here whenever that happened.
What I'm saying
I
is
wasn't
you
here,
can get
so
somebody to
that-
come out here weekly for probably around $300 a month.
The lateral wasn't broke because of us managing the pool.
Right.
The lateral was broke by the company that repaired
Right, you shouldn't be replacing all that stuff within 3 years if you just had it done 3 years ago.
it. I absolutely agree with you. But that's what I'm
The
saying is,
average on the pump is 6 years.
We're not talking about a pump.
The
Talking about
average
filter.
on the valve,
What kind of pump are you talking about? A VFD pump or a pump that runs wide open all
a
the time?
circulating pump.
Right, I have a VFD pump. It's been in there for 4 years. I ain't had no problems with it.
our pumps have lasted us. We have one
Right.
pump that's on its last leg. That pump's been in that pool house for 7 years. And
What's
it's,
wrong with the pump?
the
Needs to be
internal
rebuilt.
the internal bearings are going out. It can't be rebuilt.
The motor or the pump?
The motor. But it's been going out for a year and a half, and I'm still running it. I won't
What size
repair.
motor is it?
I have no clue. None. We have that in our budget in case we need it, but I'm gonna run it until it completely burns down. It's the sand filters that we need to have repaired. We've ran those sand filters for the last 2 years since I've been managing the pool. We've had a company come in and help replace some of it. You know, we had the top of the gasket blow out.
Right.
We replaced that. But our sand filters are old. One of them is they're saying is obsolete, they can't fix it. And I said, no, you can. You can still get laterals and you can still put sand in it. So I'm just now gotta get 2 other companies to give me quotes.
Right.
So we're looking at estimate wise, which I'm hoping we can get lower, is 1,500 pool per filter. So we've gotta get the 2 filters fixed, period. That's in order to keep our pool clean. The deck is rotted. So at the pool, we've got a wooden deck, we've got part of it that's covered and part of it that's exposed.
Wow.
That deck's been there for how long?
Which one, the one?
The wooden deck.
The wooden deck, ever since the pool's been there, I guess.
No,
No, you talking about repairing it?
how long has the deck been there? The wooden deck, it hasn't been there since the pool was there, because it wasn't there whenever I grew up.
It had to be before.
Yeah, it was, too.
It's open.
It's been there 40 years.
Okay, so the deck needs to be repaired. One of our lifeguards fell through the deck last year. So we now have to get a permit from Harris County in order to open the pool. So instead of fixing the deck, we had talked about the last meeting, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close off the deck that's not covered. It's rarely used. I think at most we have 3 people sitting on the deck there. There's plenty of other concrete deck and grass. So we're just gonna close off that portion of the deck. It's cheaper, it's $250 to do that versus however much to replace the entire deck, because the under part of the deck is rotten also. So we've got to repair that. We cannot pass inspection, either we have it fixed or we have it closed off. There is plumbing on the inside that we need to have a backflow,
Well,
I can't remember exactly what it's called. We have to have that installed, which I think that one's $150 for the part. And then we have somebody that I think is willing to come and put it in, but it has to be a licensed plumber, because then we have to get certification for it. The return filter at the bottom of the deep end has to be replaced every 5 years. We have proof that it was replaced 5 years ago, but we don't have a letter from the person that installed it.
I was there.
And we have to have a letter from the person that installed it. But we're at the 5 years, so we have to have that one replaced, and then we have to pay somebody to go down there and do it, because to do that, somebody's gonna have to scuba, because I am not emptying that pool. So those are the main things that we have to do to get it repaired, but just 2 years ago, there was about $39,000 that was poured into that pool. And I'm hesitant to start dumping a bunch of money back into it.
me too.
But-
Somebody pit.
So what we're trying to do is figure out within our budget, can we afford to do that, or do we not open the pool for the pool season? Granted, if we don't open it, we still have to maintain it. So, the pool.
I'll pay for the dirt and fill it in.
You know what? You're not the only one. There's a lot of
There's
people
a
that
lot
will do that.
of people do that.
But I don't think we've gotten to the point yet where we can propose to fill the pool yet. I think at this point, once I get complete bids from everybody and we look at the total, if it exceeds our budget, it's just not going to be able to be feasible.
Sure.
I mean, people, it does get used, and it does supply our youth in the neighborhood jobs for the summer. So I'm now having to look for more bids for the filter, because I can't get the one company back to get back in touch with me.
Who'd you get the one from? From Driftwood or?
I just can't get them to get back in touch with me and come to
I
find out.
know he's been working out, he's been working on his town because he's got a younger guy doing mine now.
Yeah, well, I think his name's Juan. I think it's an individual that somebody gave me a phone number, and
Have you called Leslie Pools? Or
Leslie
old
said-
builders that come there all the time?
they brought their.
I know Kevin real well.
So do I. They sent their commercial guy
Okay.
over here, and I can't get him to get me a bid. He's the one telling me that our filters are,
Well, I'm talking about, not necessarily, but Kevin, they got pool guys coming there all the time buying chemicals.
yes, I know 2 of them. One of them is the one that I had come out, the other one I
Right.
had come out, and I can't get him to get me a bid
Okay.
either. Everybody's telling me that we need to replace our filters. And again, we don't need to replace the filter.
Right.
It's old, but it still works. The laterals are still
They
the
want you
same
to
size.
replace it.
Yes, they do, and I'm not willing to do that right now. So I'm hoping by March I'll have bids. That way we'll also have more on our income with our maintenance fee, so we have a better idea. But until then, I do want to vote on the budget as is. That leaves the pool out.
How many gallons is that pool?
74,000 gallons. 74,000 gallons.
Yeah, 74, 72, I can't remember. It's right there.
But the pool is still crystal clear, thanks to Miss Lindsay. So, if we,
I don't want to take care of it, I promise you.
I was about to say, I've never taken care of a pool, but whenever I took over that pool 2 years
Well,
ago,
I'm just thinking, man, I got cartridge filters and my pool's 18,000 gallons. And it's one filter about that, it's 4 filters inside about that big around, and I know it's
I was gonna say, if we,
50,000 gallons smaller now, but I'm thinking those filters
So
are a whole lot cheaper.
our filter, one of our filters is as tall as I am, I'm 5 foot. So if we take it off the base is a half a foot tall. So our
Mine
filter is
comes up to about my chest.
4.5 foot tall, and probably 5 of me doing this around, and we've got 2 of them. So they're big filters. But I'm hoping to be able to get a better price. I'm trying. I would like to open the pool. I'm just not willing to sink a bunch of money into it. So, can I get a motion to approve the 2020 budget as is without the pool?
I make a motion.
Can I get a second?
So
All in favor?
what are we gonna do when the pool does come up? Is it basically gonna be more?
It's gonna be the same thing, but I've gotta look at what our income is for maintenance fees. So by March, if we've gotten more on income for maintenance fees, I'm just not willing to budget it, hoping we get more money for maintenance fees, is my deal. Because if we do not get any more money from our maintenance fees,
I mean, not to be difficult or anything, but if we don't have an end balance or what we're actually gonna spend, which we really can't do.
well, everything else is balanced. If we did the 17,000 for the pool, we would be at exactly 69,000 for our budget.
How would you know,
And that was with what our maintenance fees were. I wasn't willing to build a budget off of what we invoiced. I know we did that last year, but because of the expense that we need for the pool, I want to wait till we know exactly how much we have at that time, so that we know, okay, if it's gonna cost us 69,000 and we've already received enough to cover it, then for the rest of the year, we know for the remainder of the year, we're not gonna be cut short. Because whenever we budget off of what we invoice, there's no guarantee we're gonna get that for the year. And it just comes too close to
I've
spend
got a
that kind of
question.
money right now.
Are you saying that if we get an increase in our maintenance fees, that's what hinges on keeping the pool open?
I don't understand your question.
No, she's not saying anything about increase on maintenance fees. She's talking about what y'all collect on maintenance fees.
Yeah, what we've invoiced for this year. I mean, we anticipate to get all of it, but every year we anticipate to get all of it. But I just like to know how closer we are to getting all of it before we spend a bunch of money and not get enough. Yeah. Okay, so that's approved. So everything else is in budget. Juan, I'll get you what we did so that you can see where we are in budget with everything but the pool. And I have your copy somewhere in here. I will give that to you so that you have that. Okay. Getting ahead. Okay, maintenance fees and boat ramps. We've already gone over maintenance fees. We're still collecting, but we're doing okay on it. Boat ramp stickers. I am hand delivering boat ramp stickers. There's not been one boat ramp sticker that's been put in the mail unless you live outside of the neighborhood.
Thank you, by the way.
I've done 2 rounds of boat ramp stickers. I feel for the post office because there are a lot of houses here that do not have house numbers on the house and do not have them on their mailbox.
That's exactly right.
That,
A lot
last
of
batch that you delivered, that's the last of them.
Nope.
That she
As
got.
Darla gets them in, as they get paid, she's making a stack of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so as she gets a stack, I'll go pick them up and I'll hand deliver them. And no, I'm not leaving them in people's garages. I promise. We're taping them to the front door, ringing the doorbell, and we do walk away. My son runs up there, takes it, rings the doorbell, and walks away. The one that said that there was left in her garage, there were 3 men in her garage. My son hands it to him and says, "Here's your boat ramp stickers." Makes it very aware and walks back, and I'm in the driveway. So they know what they're being handed. It's not like, "Here," by an 11-year-old. But I'll continue to do that. it gives me a chance to, you know, to drive through the neighborhood, look at stuff. Hell, I don't know most of the streets. I ended up over here trying to think it was Lake Breeze, but it was in section 1. So it does get me out into the neighborhood. Cost to open the pool season for 2020. Again, we've already gone over that. I'm not comfortable giving them out yet. I just don't think it's right to budget a bunch of money and spend it and be at the end of the year with $100 left over and over. Easter party.
We are having our first meeting this Thursday.
Okay.
I found out that Amanda is building a new home and she's going to be leaving sometime this
She
year.
didn't tell you that.
Well, she did, but I thought it was going to be for the year, you know. But I'm going to, you know, miss her
Okay.
after, you know, mid-year. And then Jessica told me that she's pregnant, so she won't be able to help with the December party too much.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of comes down to me and Kelly.
Okay.
And, but Amanda said she would help through Easter for sure.
Okay.
And then, from there, we'll just kind of have to pitch hit until I can find somebody else.
Okay. Well, we can.
I don't know, you know, looking at the calendar, I don't know when the church groups are gonna be doing their parties, but I'm assuming it would be on Easter Sunday or the day before. You know, I don't know, but I'm thinking if we have it on a Sunday, we could have it in the afternoon. But I need to know what the churches are gonna do, because we had that screw up come Christmas time, and I didn't wanna have to go through all that again.
Yeah.
Because that was a mess. So I'm hoping that we can do it like on a Sunday the 5th.
Okay.
But like I said, I still don't know anything yet.
And that's Palm Sunday. So,
It is.
yeah.
What about that Saturday?
There is nothing eventful on that Saturday.
Okay, so maybe then. Okay. The suggestion, one of the suggestions I got was to, since we have so many prizes left in storage that, you know, to kind of weed through it, we'll put paper inside some of the eggs and say this is a prize.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, and then some have hard candy and some of, you know, whatever. And that might work. But
Yeah.
I haven't gone through all the details yet with the girls.
Okay.
But
I just wanted to get a touch base on what y'all thought for Easter. I mean, we're only in February. So,
yeah, but it goes by fast.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Okay, and that's the other thing that we could do is we can start getting on Facebook and start asking for volunteers.
Yeah, like I said, after our meeting, then I'll get a firm idea of when we're gonna do this. And then, you know, I'm not gonna please everybody because it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But at least I can get something out there to save the date. And, you know, we're not gonna do food or anything like that. We'll probably do just dessert table. Everybody bring a dessert, and, you know, we may even have a prize for the adults if they, you know, bring your favorite one, and we'll have a test or something, or contest. So, you know, there's a lot of potential, but we just haven't made up our mind yet.
Okay, sounds good to me. The annual barbecue, again, I did put on, it is 74 days away. So we're still a good ways away, but that will be April 25th.
Okay. So who's doing that?
So usually it's whoever is social director on the board, but we don't have one. Last year we used Holy Smokes Barbecue, and that was actually Darla. It's through the church that she goes to, and she knew the guy that cooks. So he gave us, and I'm not gonna say this 100%, but I want to say he only charges $500 for all the meat.
Really?
Which is usually about $1,200. Or was it less than that? And the barbecue was really good. So I'll probably reach out to Darla and see if she'd be willing to talk to me.
So I thought the social committee was not on the board.
It's a chair that we asked, because we have 9 board members, and it's 5 directors. There's really no job description for all 5. So as long as I've been on the board, I've asked for those 5 directors to fill something and not just come to a meeting, vote, and leave. So whenever Anita was on the board, she opted to do social committee to help with that. So if we ever fill the other 2 positions, it would be nice if whoever came on the board helped with that. And that would just be so that you would have, instead of going through me, you would go through whoever that board member is. I'm gonna work on Kelly.
On who?
Kelly. But she's about to take another job, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have a board member that dealt with social committee, that would do that part of like the annual barbecue, getting food, finding out, extracurricular things for the kids, that kind of stuff. But what I'll do is I'll reach out to Darla and see if she can talk. And I need to find the post. There was somebody in the neighborhood on one of the Facebook pages that somebody had offered to cook the meat if we purchased it. I can't remember who that is.
Well, there's a guy across the street from me that said he could. His brother's got one of those double pits, those professional pits.
Maybe that's who it was. I have to look back through the Facebook page, but I know somebody on Facebook did offer to do that, which would save us some money.
Yeah.
And I'd rather, if there's somebody in the neighborhood that's willing to do it, I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
But
I just want somebody reliable, and he barbecues every weekend, and he's always got a buttload of cars over there. But
yeah,
I've never eaten anything from him. So.
yeah. Well, I don't know the name. Somebody offered in the neighborhood to barbecue all the meat if we would just purchase the meat. So what I'll do is we'll start working on that. What I know Kelly did last year is she helped us out with snow cones.
Yeah, that place is closed down.
Really?
Roscoe's?
Dang.
Yes. So I don't know, and that was a big hit.
Yeah, it was.
So I don't know if somebody else has bought it out or if they,
Yeah. I would just like to start. I'd like to start working on it now instead of last minute, like the 2 weeks before, trying to figure out bounce houses, things to get for the kids, just that kind of thing. So that's why there's nothing to vote on. It's set in stone. April 25th is the last Saturday of April is whenever we do our annual barbecue. Obviously, we're too far ahead to start working on elections. The state places that you can't do any notices. A minimum of 10 days, a maximum of 60 days to send out for election. But there will be a vote, there will be a ballot. That will start next month.
At the annual meeting, is anything going to be brought up about the deed restriction?
That's at the attorney's. I'm supposed to be meeting with him.
Okay.
He has all the stuff. I'm supposed to be
Will they be able to specifically say, this is what's changing, this is what's reworded, and...
I'm hoping to have it all back and done by the annual meeting. And I'm actually hoping to have it back and done by next month. So that if it's done by next month, because we already voted and approved on the changes. What he's doing is making sure the verbiage is correct. And, the art, thous, thereofs, therefores, all that stuff is in there correctly. But that's already been voted on. So that's with him. I'm going to meet with him to go over, make sure that the wording is right and that the format, the way that we have to submit it to homeowners is right. Because we have to look at the changes have to be on one side. The other side has to have the homeowner's legal address and everything like that, but it has to be on the same page. So what they sign has to be on one page. So we've got to make sure that we have it formatted correctly so that it's together.
And I don't mind going and getting the stuff out of storage because my car is small enough that it goes around that curve because it's pretty tight.
Oh, yeah, my Tahoe has a fit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I love a piece of my truck.
Is that why the fence is all down on one side?
Doesn't hurt.
No, I ran into the yellow barrier trying to make the turn because whoever dropped all the stone,
Yeah.
I couldn't get around it without hitting the yellow barrier.
Oh,
So I took off the back end of my truck trying to get around it.
Oh, no.
That's why I don't like to go in there.
So at the March meeting, we'll go over the annual barbecue, because at that point is whenever we can go over all the election, what positions are open, we need to form an election committee, that kind of stuff, but we'll have enough time that we're close to 60 days that we can start sending stuff out on the 60th day,
Okay.
instead of waiting until 10 days before. Last thing is the March meeting. Our March meeting is scheduled over spring break. I will not be here on spring break. I'm assuming you won't be here. I know John won't be here, because your kids are gonna be out of school, my kids are out of school, but your preschool's gonna be closed too.
Well,
They don't close over spring break?
No,
But you do know.
Oh, my preschool did. Anyways.
for 1,800 a month, they've been like.
We said for March the 16th.
The 16th? Okay.
That's the next week, next Monday.
Okay, hold on a second.
What do y'all think about that?
What's that?
Setting it for March the 16th instead of March the 9th.
That does. Hold on, wait a second.
That'd be all right?
I think it
That'd be all right, one?
was, this part, I don't know, but I mean, I'm off right now. It's too
Okay.
But I'll try to keep it.
Okay, that would put us at, hold on a second.
Is it okay, or do we need to do the second?
3,
March?
4, 5. Okay, that puts us 40 days out from the election, so that's fine.
That's what
That, yeah,
So March the 16th, okay?
yeah.
All right, good deal.
Okay, can I get an approval to move our March meeting to March
16.
16th?
I'll make a motion.
Can you get a second? Yes, approved?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so we'll move March's meeting to March 16th due to spring break. Okay, any public comments? Nope, okay, meeting adjourned. 7:10.
This one was pleasant.